Welcome back for another Anime Degens episode. This one is the Bullshit Hour episode 28. On this episode, we will be doing the degenerate review of Weathering with You. And then we'll be getting into our live action wish list.
Killer
fellas.
out here with the bars, baby.
Yeah, we out here. We really out here. But you guys want to get into some news?
Go for it.
Yeah, right. So apparently we got a Bruce Lee anime coming soon, and it's going to be made by Bruce Lee Entertainment and Studio Shibuya. Shibuya. It's going to be a fun night, boys.
Shibuya. I think you had it. You had it there, bud.
Yeah, it's going to be called House of Lee. And it's going to basically follow Bruce Lee as he assembles a team of dragon warriors to stop the world from plunging into darkness and shadow. So.
Wait, is Bruce Lee assembling a team of Kung Fu pandas? Because that is the dragon warrior to me.
Bro, what?
Have you never seen Kung Fu Panda?
Of course I have, but like.
What? I hope so. Give me a panda, dude. What are you talking about?
A team of dragon warriors. Kung Fu Panda.
Dude, Jack Black is the dragon warrior, bro. Come on.
Okay.
What if Jack Black is going to be in it too? That'd be awesome.
I would. Oh my god, a Tenacious D anime.
Wait.
I fuck with that.
Do we have any of this in the wish list? I don't think we have Jack Black in there.
I don't need Jack Black as an anime character. I need Jack Black is an anime character.
There we go.
I need him to play himself.
Imagine Jack Black in like a Mashal environment as MASH.
Oh, dude, I'm imagining Jack Black and Kyle fighting the devil with a rock and roll, but animated.
I fuck with it.
It'd be fucking awesome. All right, this is not news, guys. This is not actually happening, but I'm going to put a team together. We're going to do a little research and a little crowdfunding.
Okay.
And give me 5 years.
Go check the GoFundMe.
Studio DJ Dan is coming, folks. But going back to the Bruce Lee anime, one thing I really enjoyed about this trailer is it looks like an 80s anime. Like they didn't make it look like all this new gen stuff.
Yeah.
Like this looks like it's cut from the cloth of like a classic kung fu 80s anime. And I'm really excited about that.
As it should be, honestly.
Yeah, it's Bruce Lee.
I just wonder if like Bruce Lee, one of his, dragon warriors is going to be Jackie Chan, bro.
All right.
That would go crazy. chill.
Bruce Lee, Rocky, the Kung Fu Panda, and Jackie Chan team up to save the world.
It had to be the Kung
Fu
Fu
Panda. To stop it from plunging into darkness and shadow, whatever that means. Oh.
We gonna see, though. We gonna see. And I will watch that. No doubt.
For sure, man.
Yeah, I just never heard of the studio before, so but I mean, who knows? We never heard of Zom 100 Studio, so
I mean, that was their first anime, but I don't give a fuck what studio this is. It's got Bruce Lee. They're not gonna play around about my man, and they're not. That's what's so great about it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we also got a date for the Scott Pilgrim anime. Really excited about that. I loved that movie, and the fact that they brought back like 99% of the voice cast for it, gonna be awesome.
That's gonna be super cool.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's dropping on November 17th,
and you can probably guarantee that we will be doing a first look on it.
Hell, man,
probably.
Winter's I don't know what winter's looking like. We might be watching the whole damn thing.
I don't know. I think we're pretty stacked for would that be fall?
I guess it would be
November,
fall. Yeah,
that would be fall. So, yeah.
You think we're stacked for fall? I was looking at the show list.
Well, we'll have JJK. We'll have JJK. We'll have
One Piece, and we'll have
what's coming back from this spring for this winter.
I think there's more than you're remembering. I think.
Yeah, we got a few shows coming back. I think Hell's Paradise is coming back this winter.
In the winter?
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that wasn't the full. I think that was the first core. I remember us talking about that. That's the first core of it.
Yeah, I would just be surprised if it dropped that soon. I thought it'd be about a year.
Who knows?
Shall see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see when all the releases start happening. So
we'll keep you guys updated. But I wouldn't be mad if we were watching Scott Pilgrim weekly. But it's a Netflix show, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
Oh yeah, that's not going to drop
weekly.
weekly.
I get Netflix. They don't have that.
And they have been dropping weekly lately, bro.
That is true, but
like My Happy Marriage, and stuff like that. They've been dropping it weekly now. So
but this is Netflix produced.
Well, so is My Happy Marriage.
So it's only going to have one season. Got it.
That's produced by Netflix? I thought that was just a simulcast kind of deal, like with Crunchyroll kind of thing.
No, I'm pretty sure it's the original.
Oh, I'm not watching it because that ain't my my cup of tea.
You know, it's funny. It's funny you should say that because this show is gonna have. It seems like it's gonna have action in it, and it's supernatural, stuff like kind of like Mob Psycho type shit going on in it. So,
okay.
So if you piss off your wife in your happy marriage, she goes psychotic and destroys the world, because that's pretty accurate.
Well, it's not really world. Like that. But
you guys aren't married. That's very accurate.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying the show isn't like that, but in real life, probably yes.
I do want to correct myself and say early as possible. It's not. I forget which movie it was from. Sorry, not movie. What show that it was from this spring, or that had a second core, but it was not Hell's Paradise.
Buddy Daddy's coming back from season 2.
Tyler's headcanon.
My man in La La Land right now. The fuck?
Tyler's just gonna go to bed every Sunday night and have like a visual adaptation of his own Buddy Daddy's Core 2 going on. Like it's just gonna happen.
It'll happen in your dreams, my friend.
I mean, I'm writing my own anime about Jack Black. You can do whatever you want.
The Studio Moondog.
Ooh, that sounds kind of nice.
It does.
Yeah.
But moving on from that, guys, we have the Blue Lock movie coming out in spring 24. You boys excited about that?
I haven't finished Blue Lock, so I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm not particularly excited about it, but it is what it is.
I'm not even sure if it's canon or not, but I mean, hell, I might watch it. Yeah, so if it's any good, so
true.
I feel like anime movies lately have been getting more canon. Like they just like take an arc and then just make it a movie at this point. Because they did that with Demons. They did that with Demon Slayer. They've done that with, I guess JJK did that with the prequel arc. Like,
yep.
Black Clover sure didn't do it. That shit wasn't canon. Sort of the Wizard King bullshit. It just pissed me off.
I haven't even watched it yet. Was the action good in it?
It had a lot of good fighting in it, yeah, but so it starts off with like it looked like it was going to be a tournament with Asta, and it was putting Asta and Yuno to fight each other. That's what I wanted to see. I want to see Asta and Yuno fight in a non-canon movie, and then they just get sucked into like a other shit and go into another dimension or get teleported somewhere, and then they got to fight a bunch of big baddies. And we never did get to see the end of it. We never did get to see Yuno and Asta fight, even though that's the whole first 10 minutes of the show is building up Asta and Yuno fighting in a tournament in an arena. So, yeah,
that's
pissed me
awful.
off.
That's awful. Like, I mean, if you guys know the Degens, we love a fucking good tournament arc. Like,
yeah,
Yu Yu Hakusho is only like pretty much only tournaments after you get through like the introductory part of the show. It's just tournament, which is awesome.
And they do it so well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z, 85% of that's a tournament, or Save in the World, one or the other. I'll take the tournament any day.
Dragon Ball, same thing. Yep.
Give me the Cell games. That would have been better as more of a tournament. I'm just gonna say that now.
Yeah, so I was kind of disappointed because it was hyping us up, thinking we was gonna get like a arena tournament match of and Asta, and they just like went off the rails
The
to
old
do
bait and
something else.
switch.
So, but
Damn, dude. And
Unfortunate.
I caught up on Haikyuu, and that's like a top 3 tournament show for me now because volleyball tournaments are still tournaments, and that shit is gas.
it is. we should be. So I think there's gonna be 2 movies to finish it up, Dan. I'm pretty sure it's either gonna be late this year or early next year. Is at least one of them, or maybe both. So we'll see.
I'm glad I got caught up then because sheesh, that's a good show.
It is
very good.
Way better than Blue Lock.
Yeah, 100%.
Had to throw my jabs in, boys.
100%.
And then the last little bit of news we got, T-minus 2 weeks until the One Piece live action hits Netflix.
Let's go.
I'm excited but nervous. We'll have to see how they do, but I'm excited,
I'm very
man.
nervous. Yeah, I can't even say I'm excited. I'm just fucking nervous. I feel like anytime live action hits anime, it's like, I kind of want to claw my eyeballs out, but we'll see what happens.
Do we like watch at least 1 or 2 episodes of it and talk about it maybe on our show?
I mean, I'm gonna binge it the minute it drops. But
you think it's gonna actually release all at once?
I would assume they're either gonna do it all at once or they're gonna do like 4 episodes and 4 episodes.
Okay.
I mean, the show's done. Like Netflix just drops whole seasons. They don't really do.
I think either way we have to cover it.
Yeah, I think we gotta at least cover some. It just depends on how it is. If it's trash, then obviously we can still talk about it, but we're just not gonna be able to watch the whole thing if it's trash. You know what I mean?
No. I'm gonna watch the whole thing, and I'm gonna be throwing bows the entire time.
If you watch the whole thing, it's trash. We'll talk to you about it.
We
definitely got to cover it.
8 to 9 hours.
Yeah, we go
Watch
over
the
One
trash.
Piece.
I've wasted 8 to 9 hours doing worse than trash and Netflix. That is like one of my top 10 favorite things to do is just destroy Netflix because of how bad half the crap they do is.
I just really hope that it's like at least 100 times better than Cowboy Bebop was. God.
That's not hard.
Oof.
Gosh, almighty. I hope so, man.
But you boys want to get into the review?
Let's do it.
Yeah. So we got the review of Weathering with You today. It is a 2019 movie from Comics Wave Films, directed by Makoto Shinkai. And if you don't know, this is like a 2-hour movie. It's pretty popular, I would say. I think it would go under the category as supernatural with romantic themes, I guess, right, boys?
Yeah,
I would
agree with that. The nice thing with this is the romance wasn't like overpowering to the point where it like took away from the plot. So I enjoyed that.
I guess you could call it romance in some aspects, but I didn't really see the romance aspect take effect a whole lot. You know what I mean? So until like the very end, that's it. But
yeah, I mean, it was definitely there. But again, we were talking about like young teenagers. So thankfully, it didn't get too in depth. That would have been a little weird.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a focus. So that was good.
But we'll give you the summary real quick. It's Weathering with You tells the story of Hodoka Morishima, a 16-year-old runaway in Tokyo. The movie itself is set in an oddly rainy time in Tokyo's history. Soon, Hodoka meets and befriends some strange characters who he creates deep bonds with. And to start this movie off, it opens up in a hospital room where at the time we don't really know who's in there, but Hina is one of them, and there's someone laying in bed she's watching over, and the main character Hodoka, he starts off by saying this is a story only her and I can tell, referring to Hina, as it's like looking over the Tokyo like skyline, I guess you could call it, when they see like a big light come down from the sky, and she's like, I gotta go see what's up with that. And I just like when she's looking out over the skyline, the Tokyo skyline, it just looks so beautiful, did it not, y'all?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the quality of animation in this show was, or movie, sorry, was really, really, really good. The way they animated the, environment they were in, I thought was awesome. But the thing that really stood out to me was the way they animated the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that. And the city itself was pretty amazing. All the hand drawn scenes with the city, how detailed they were, even though they were hand drawn, and to put that kind of quality up for 2 straight hours was very, very impressive.
Oh, definitely. And one thing I loved when they would show the city itself, they didn't shy away from using real brands throughout the entire movie. So, like, you'd be watching it and you would see like a McDonald's sign, or you would see like a Pepsi Cola sign, or you'd see like a Psycho Watch sign. So, like, they did a good job not trying to make everything sound funny, or like, is it Devil the Part Timer? It's Mac Ronald's instead of McDonald's. So, like,
Yeah, we got the golden arches, and I was very surprised about that.
oh,
I was
definitely, man.
too.
But the nice thing with that is it makes it feel more immersive because it's like real life stuff you're looking at. It's not like, because whenever I see a fake like name, like instead of Coca-Cola, it's like Doca-Cola or something, I look at it and I'm like, that's freaking stupid. What are they doing?
It like makes you laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, and it takes away from the scenery and the imagery, and the fact that they actually used real brands, in my opinion, made it seem more immersive, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they even had like real like in McDonald's, they had like the real advertisement, the things advertising the Big Macs and stuff. I was like, damn, that's really out there like that, you know? So I was just really surprised to see how most shows can't even get away with that, right? Usually you got to pay money for that, yeah?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
they did though. I'm
Yeah.
sure they did. There's no way McDonald's, Pepsi, Coca-Cola is going to let them get away with that and
Well-
then have a hit movie with it. I don't think you get away with that very easily.
Yeah.
It also depends, though, because product placement in movies is a very expensive form of advertisement. So they might have actually gotten paid
Yeah,
from these companies to put it in there.
Could have. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you see it in movies where like they conveniently are drinking a Coca-Cola and just the Coca-Cola label is perfectly staring at the camera. I think Wayne's World did a really good job making fun of that
Mm-hmm.
when they sold out and they were like, oh, we would never sell out. And then they turn and they're eating a bag of Doritos with the Doritos logo perfectly like facing the camera. Because
Damn.
like that's a huge form of advertisement in movies. Like we don't think about it, but like companies pay millions of dollars to put their stuff in cinema. So it could have even
Yes.
been that. I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been the other way around.
Maybe that's why the weather looks so damn pretty, is they had all that McDonald's money.
It'd be interesting to know for a fact which one it is. So if they had
Very
to pay
true.
for it or if they got paid for it. So
But like the scene where Hodaka is at McDonald's and Hina brings him up that Big Mac. That made me want to go get a Big Mac. That was a damn good looking animated burger, boys.
it was.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like there was a couple scenes with like cooking, and it's like the food and animated shows, like it always looks so goddamn good.
Even McDonald's, the McDonald's,
It was nuts, man. It was nuts. Everything in this movie, as far as the animation, was very crisp. The lighting is one thing that really impressed me. There was some good blooming, with like the neon lights and then the sun rays coming through like windows and things like that. But everything looks super natural. Like I mean, it looked very, very natural and to a T throughout the entire movie. There wasn't a moment where I was like, this looks a little shittier than the rest of the rest of the movie. It was A plus throughout the entire 2 hours. And then like the moments where you got some of like the montages with like the music in the background, which was some bangers in this show, and that added to the scenery where like the animators could just like go wild and not have to really worry about our characters. It was a lot. Really loved it.
And going off that, speaking of like the music and noises and stuff, even though it was raining for most of the movie, the rain wasn't overbearing. That was a
Exactly.
big win for me because I literally hate the sound of rain in shows if they have it so loud that you can't hardly think about what else is going on. You know what I mean?
I will say though, they did a really good job of like when it was really downpouring and they were focusing on that. You could
Yeah.
hear it. You could actually hear how hard it was raining. So like the scenes where they focused on the rainfall versus the scenes where they were focusing on the characters, they did a good job actually showing just how hard it was raining without taking away from the scene with with the characters. So I really enjoyed that too.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You can't have a movie about rain without some awesome ASMR rain noise, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I mean, it was good rain noise, but I'm just saying that it wasn't like way too loud at all times.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. It
So,
wasn't overbearing during a scene where you wanted to hear the conversation and
yeah.
feel the emotion of your
Can't
characters.
agree. It was mixed well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Audio was definitely mixed well. Like you said, Dan. Yeah. And scenes where it was supposed to be heard, it was heard. When it needed to go to the background, like Tyler was saying, it definitely did.
Um I guess then we get into like I really loved how they showed Hadoka like get into these scary situations. Like he was trying to like I guess squat and rest and trying to look for jobs and all that stuff. And he kept on saying I think he said it 5 or 6 times. Tokyo sure is crazy. Tokyo sure is crazy. And he just kept on saying that in his head. And I really loved that they kept on doing that and putting that in our brain until the moment that he gave the Big Mac by Hina. And then he started saying Tokyo sure is amazing. And it's just like the overall change in the whole atmosphere was like they done that very well. That's one of my favorite things that they did early on. So
Yeah. And I really liked how, um, Tokyo is like the biggest urban area in the world, as far as population and size. And having roamed around in New York, lived on Long Island for a few years, experiencing like Manhattan and places like that, it can feel harsh. And someone first moving to a city like that with no place to stay, no parents, no one to rely on, I thought that was a really good depiction about how like everybody can just be harsh and kind of brush over you or past you and not really see you. Um, from him to like trying to find a job and just the clutter on the streets, all the advertisements and things like that, like that's real. It's bright out like during the day, even at night in Manhattan. And I thought that was something cool they did in the first part of the movie, along with that like shift, like you're saying, from Tokyo's scary to Tokyo's amazing or wild. It became a little bit more neutral or positive, as he met more people. And of course, you're gonna have some rude motherfuckers in a city, but like there was also points like where he got the Big Mac, where some people were kind, some people were worried about him, but most people weren't. And I think that's a good depiction of a very large city. So it was cool to see that like harshness.
Yeah, definitely. And I think with Hodoka being a runaway, that's not a major spoiler, guys. Don't worry about it. I can't imagine being like 15, 16 years old and leaving your small island village and going to a place like Tokyo with no game plan. You have some money, like you're trying to stay at hostels and everything else, but like you can't keep that up. That's got to be terrifying. I can't even imagine that. I never thought I'm gonna run away to the big city when I was growing up and go live on the streets. That sounds really nice.
Bro must have really not like where he come from. Then that's nuts, isn't it?
Definitely, man.
But he still had like a lot of resources, like for the amount of money he had. I thought. Um,
I just don't know where he did it ever explain how he got that much money to begin with?
he
I
probably
don't
just
think it
saved it
did.
over a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it was his life savings. Maybe he had a summer job or something like that in his hometown.
Yeah, it would have been nice to actually know kind of how he got that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess
That's one
I,
of the things I didn't really like, honestly.
I don't.
I don't think it was that important just because like he wasn't on the street for that long. If you only really have to feed yourself with like microwave food and you're not spending money on where you live and the boy's taking a bath maybe once a week and like one of those, it was like a rent a bath place, which is a crazy resource. I don't know if that's real or not. Um I'm sure it couldn't be that expensive just to like live on the street.
Yeah, so in Japan they have it's essentially like a hostel, but it's like a one room, basically like a closet with a bed that you can rent, and in that kind of situation they make you pay for the shower. They're getting every
Okay.
dime out of you. So that's what it was. He was basically in a hostel. I mean, so that's why you saw him like sitting on his bed eating food at a desk, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think knowing where he got the money is that necessarily important. I mean, like when I was 16, I had savings from just summer jobs and working and stuff like that. Like,
Same
so
for me. I had a good amount of walking around money. Honestly, more money than I had when I first graduated college when I made it to the real world because you're not paying for shit.
yeah, you're
Like
not
you can literally save as much money as you want from your check.
you're not paying rent.
Yeah. You're not able
Well,
to feed yourself. Like parents will still give
so
you some money to go out. You're good.
I know I said, I didn't like not knowing where the money came from, but it
Mhm.
goes deeper than that. That's just one little thing in that section that I didn't like. You know what I mean? So one thing I really didn't like that goes hand in hand with that is we didn't get hardly any backstory for Hodoka. Like none at all. We didn't know why he run away. We don't know anything about his past life. We just know he ran away. And that was kind of wild considering that we did get a little bit of backstory from Hina. So I
Okay.
just didn't like that.
Yeah, I mean, we got enough backstory, I feel like, regarding Hodoka. I mean, he said that he felt suffocated in his tiny little home village and he wanted to go experience basically freedom, which
Yeah,
is why
but
he ran away.
in those
But
situations, I feel like you need just a little bit more. Like, why did he feel suffocated? Was it because he was getting abused? Like there,
He must I mean, like it could have
you
been as
know,
simple as he just hated where he lived.
yeah. But I would like I don't know. I've watched too many shows like this, and I feel like I need to know something like that. Why he's actually running away and
Okay.
doing this to himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah,
Especially since he's
For
like running from going back. The best way I could put it, spoiler free.
mhm.
Um, like there's a reason why he don't want to go back that bad, and
for
I was wondering why the whole time. So
for me in the story, it wasn't as important. Um it was just important to know like he didn't want to go back.
yeah,
And him running around is like okay, like he doesn't like where he's from. And it wasn't a core like of course he didn't want to go back, right? We saw that. But I don't think the reason was important to the plot. It still moved the plot fine without it at the same time. But I completely understand because I was wondering that while watching this. I don't want to like
yeah. I mean
not say that, but
the plot and
it
stuff move fine, like you said. That's just the small details that I'd like to see in a 2 hour movie.
right. But I
So
think if you do go into it with like your main character, I think it has to take at least another 10 to 15 minutes, and you're already right at 2 hours. And I don't. It might have been like, okay, what part of this can we cut? They could have actually, made that part of it and been like, okay, like, do we really need to know this? But
well,
whereas you're talking about Hina's backstory, that was crucial to her becoming what she was in the story without giving anything away.
but
That's
see,
why we got her background.
the thing that I would have liked him to do, not to spend 10 to 15 minutes on his backstory, just, when Hina and him was kind of getting closer or whatever, maybe say it in a conversation. I think that's all that needed to happen. Like, when everybody was telling him kind of he should go back, maybe he should have brought up the reason why he didn't want to go back. it didn't even need to be explained. It just needed to be like, why he feels like it's suffocating or whatever, why
Hmm.
his reasoning was. That way people like you and I like don't have that thing, that question in our head the whole time. And then at the end of the movie, we're just like, well, why didn't he want to go back?
I'm gonna be
You
honest
know?
with you. I completely forgot I was asking myself that question until you brought it up. I mean, the movie was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
guess like the thing I'm gonna compare it to is like it's like when you're from a really small town. I mean, I'm from a town with like 1,000 people, very small. Like it's like kind of like the minute you get your car, you get your driver's license, and you can like leave your town and go experience other things. It feels freeing, like you're suffocated by the same rat race every day of go to high school, go home, go to high school, go home, go to high school, go home, and you don't have the mode of transportation to go anywhere. So I kind of compared it to that. Like, I mean, he's from a small remote island. I'm sure they didn't have a lot going on there. I'm sure he was going to high school, going home, doing his homework, like life's on repeat. And I think when you can first experience that freedom, it feels like a fresher breath air, which is him saying, like I was suffocating. So I don't think it's anything really deep in that sense. He just wanted a sense of freedom. He just wanted to like live life on his own terms, which what 16-year-old doesn't. I think just
yeah,
the jump to go to the one of the biggest cities in the world and live in the streets a little aggressive.
it is. It is, and I guess he did kind of tell us why he left. In the end, we just didn't get any huge amount of detail on it.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand what you're saying, Dan. But the thing is if you was feeling that way, you would at least want to go back and visit every now and then. But this man didn't want to go back and visit. Like he didn't want nothing to do with it. So it makes me think it's a deeper trauma that happened.
I don't think he was there for that long.
No,
So
he was
I
in
don't think he was in
Tokyo.
Tokyo. I mean, tops a month.
Yeah. And like
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
he only knew our other MC for a week and a half, and he couldn't have been on the street for more than a couple of weeks in the first place. So I don't think it was that long.
yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
no.
know. I would just like to known a little bit more, even if it was in
I
like
think
a
that's fair.
passing
Yeah,
conversation.
fair enough. Fair enough, my friend. But
Uh,
going to like the weather. I don't think this is a spoiler either for any of you that are listening. It was fucking raining the whole goddamn time. It's on the cover art. You can see it. It's called, um, "Weathering with You." It's pretty apparent. But I mean, did you guys also thought this was a little bit about climate change from what we saw in the movie, without getting too much into it? Um, and was it apparent that they were kind of going that direction with it?
Sorry, my internet is bugging. I keep cutting out. We talking about
Okay.
are you talking about climate change?
Yeah, I was like, do you guys think it was also about climate change outside of like as one of the themes, I should say?
I don't necessarily think it was climate change because this
Okay.
was freak weather. This is like, I mean, like the weather has gotten more aggressive with climate change, but it hasn't rained for 48 days straight, you know? And
Yeah, it
like,
hasn't rained for the whole summer.
and I think it's more talking about how the mood can be affected by the weather. You see as Hina chases her new job, and she brings so much joy to so many people. I think it's more about how the weather can affect your mood, not necessarily like this is a pitch against climate change. Because I mean, they don't really talk about that. It's like this is the rainiest Tokyo we've ever had, but they back it up with urban legends in the Japanese culture.
Yeah, I think I can agree with that. I did like the what they were talking about how you know um the weather can also affect your mood. We had it going one way in the story, but this way, and they were like the weather can definitely affect your mood and how you experience a city. And I've lived unknowingly in one of the rainiest parts of the country in Connecticut. Had no idea before I moved there. It's top five rainiest. I lived in Hartford, it's one of the top five rainiest cities in America. Who would have fucking thought? I moved from Long Island to there. I was like, it's going to be a few more snow showers, but it was like during the winter, it was like every couple of days. And although I did like Hartford, it was wet and fucking muddy almost the entire time I was there, and it did affect how I could enjoy the city. And it was the same way for our MCs and a lot of the characters in the movie, where they just needed to get some sunshine to do whatever they want to do outdoors or just see the fucking sun. And I felt like that. I've definitely felt like that before. Or if you've ever traveled somewhere and it rained the whole time you were there, you've been looking forward to a trip for a few months and it just doesn't work out because it rained the whole time. Have you experienced anything like that, Tyler?
I mean, kinda, but usually it's the opposite here. Usually we go on like droughts here.
Oh, okay.
As far instead of like raining every day. But so that's not really been a huge issue for me, I don't think. But going back to like the climate change stuff, like I don't think it was about climate change either. I really don't know what it was about, to be honest. Other than like you know me, I get pretty mixed up when it starts thinking about talking about like other things, I guess, like
like the overarching
yeah,
things.
yeah. I kind of get mixed up when we start talking about that stuff. And like the only thing I really got out of it was what Dan was saying, how moods get affected or whatever.
Gotcha.
And that apparently in order for it to stop raining and be good outside, you had to have
gotta have some sunshine in your heart, Tyler.
Yeah, you gotta have some certain stuff happen that I'm not gonna say. But that doesn't really make sense. But I did love that they like brought up the fact that 800 years ago, or how many ever years ago, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, Tokyo was underneath the ocean or whatever, and all that good stuff. I really liked how they brought that up, so it was enjoyable.
Okay,
bringing
that's
history
awesome.
into it. So
It really was, and I thought that went into like a whole different thing, where like it's like the experience, like the experience of like a human. It's like it can be so limited. 100 years is not that long when we're talking about the Earth, right?
yeah,
But that's just about as long as a human gets to live. So like, oh, this has been this way the last 100 years. Seems long to us, but the Mother Earth, that's a fucking blink of the eye, right? And as things change, I think people can overdo it, but everything is always in flux, and that's something I live by. To be honest with you, change is inevitable, and it's constantly happening. But I thought something else that was really cool was how they explain the weather and natural disasters through mythological means. I love that shit. I eat up like what I call like real life lore. The backstory of a country, their mythological creatures and beings, and having that involved in this movie as well really made me more into it and made me want to learn more about it. So
yeah,
overall, very very cool themes. The weather, how, and I think Dan mentioned earlier was the scenes with the weather, with the rain, sunshine, everything was phenomenal. And it's like it's always one thing when an anime animates something beautifully. It's just beautifully animated. Something like JJK or Demon Slayer, but when the characters are causing or interacting with that level of animation, it like hits different, to me at least. I thought that was really, really, really cool. That's what made it put it over the top. It enhanced the story because it was so nice.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. I mean, like with this movie, the way they animated the rain, like you're not going to see that in a show.
Oh, no.
Like
Can't do it.
it looked like a screensaver, or like like when you like go listen to the anime music, like lo-fi playlist on YouTube. It was like I guarantee they're stealing from this movie. It was
Sure.
unreal. It was unreal. The rain was gorgeous.
If I was an animator, I'd steal from it. Shit.
And I absolutely love the scenes where it almost looked like instead of it raining, it was like an ocean collapsing. I thought those scenes were done so well.
Yeah, it really was beautiful. Um, I just kept saying that, like even out loud. I was sitting there watching it by myself. I was like, it's just phenomenal how good this looks over and over. Um, the rain. My favorite part of the animation was the city of Tokyo itself, just because I mean I really appreciate that hand drawn shit, man. It's so much detail, and you know that shit takes so much time. And then frame by frame, y'all, frame by frame, give me a break.
I mean, the way they animated the clouds, everything. This movie was so well animated. Chef's kiss.
Yes, 100%.
Oh,
You know,
thanks.
at times, I actually felt like I was watching like a Ghibli movie because it was just so beautiful.
Yo, I actually looked up whether this was a Ghibli movie or not. I was like, yo, what is going on? Why does this look so good?
Like even like the character design and animation sometimes reminded me of Ghibli. It just looked, it just looked that good.
Yeah.
And we're big fans of Ghibli around here, so the fact that there was several times that I thought I was watching a Ghibli movie just makes it should let you know that this movie looks good. So
Yeah. Anything else you boys want to share? Or should we get to some ratings?
Let's do it. I missed a little bit there. My internet seems like it's working now.
Okay, that's good to hear. I was getting worried there for a second. I had to go on a monologue.
one
Go
more
ahead.
thing that I didn't like. I'm gonna bring it up, and there's only, like I said, a couple things I didn't like about this. I didn't like that they brought a gun into it.
The
That
brick?
that, that felt out of place in this movie, especially what it was used for. Like we didn't see guns anywhere else except for, some scenes that was brought on by the use of the gun at first. But the fact that, you know, it got brought, the fact that a gun was used by by
Hadoka.
Hodoka. I keep on wanting to say Hadoku, but the fact that a gun was used, like found and used a couple times by Hadoka, was very strange and just didn't feel right in this story.
I thought it was a really good plot device. It added stakes in later in the movie. I mean, it got another group of people involved in looking for Hadoka, not just because he was a runaway, but because he got caught on camera with a gun. And Tokyo has some of the strictest gun laws in the world. And I thought it was a good way to bring in, I guess, I don't want to say an antagonist because, I mean, it was just the police, they weren't like the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it brought in conflict that was needed, especially with how the movie ended. I thought it was a really well used plot device in that sense.
I
Yeah,
feel
it was like brought in really subtly at the very beginning, when our main character got to the city. There was like some news on in the background where they were saying 18 guns discovered, and some people had died from those guns. So not only did he just have a gun, they thought he killed somebody with it, and they saw him pointed at it at somebody. I did thought it kind of got introduced a little cheaply, but at the same time was a decent plot device, but it did seem out of place.
yeah, I'm not saying they didn't do it right.
Mhm.
It felt like they used it properly, I guess, as good
Yeah.
as you could use it. I'm just saying it felt out of place for this movie. Like they could have found another way to do it. Like they could have focused on the runaway aspect, like they was doing anyways. But the fact that he, like the first time he did it, sure, that's probably a proper response from a young kid that's inexperienced with guns, pull it out because you get scared, blah, blah, blah. But the second time he done it, like to someone that, you know, he's familiar with and stuff.
Mhm.
That just seemed that seemed wrong. I don't know.
I
It
I
felt
I
like
actually,
words could have helped that situation more than that did. So
well, he was trying to tell him to let him go. And he had to bite them. I'm trying to spoil it, but he had to bite the man to let him go. And I thought that he was in that same level of panic at that point because this time it wasn't his life; it was somebody else's, and I could see how he would take that super seriously, uh, based
yeah.
on the plot. So I thought it was fair. I didn't like how the gun popped up again.
yeah,
I like the initial introduction of the gun was okay, but the second time was not great.
I thought it
and
was. I liked it. Honestly, I thought it showed how driven Hadoka was in that situation and how, like, I thought it was a good plot device again. I mean, you couldn't have that same tense feeling if it was anything but that. Like, a child yelling at a grown man is not going to have that same feeling portrayed as a child pointing a gun at a grown man, Like, that's how I look at it. I thought it added a much deeper level of how Hadoka felt at that time and place. And I think without that, you wouldn't have felt that way. I mean, when I saw that happen, I was like, "Holy shit, he is serious right now." And I mean,
Dead serious, but
if
it
he's
was
if he's just yelling at a guy, like, you're like, "Oh, it's a stupid kid," like, that's how I would have looked at it. So I thought it was a really well used plot device. Honestly, like, that's my
okay.
opinion on it.
but see there the second part, like he wasn't really like he was just trying to stop him by using words. Like there was. I feel like that he could have went up there and tried to do what he had to do, and I don't think he was going to stop him, but he just escalated the situation by going and getting the gun,
Well,
like from
that's
before.
exactly it. It showed how driven Hadoka was at that time, and like him escalating that was just proof of how much he wanted to do what he was trying to do.
I don't know. I didn't like that. Like the
Okay.
first part, the first one, like it was, you know, like I said, that's a normal reaction, I guess, from a adrenaline, inexperienced, scared teen.
Yeah,
But the second one, to be able to remember that you dropped it there and to go get it at the same
I
time.
don't think he remembered that he dropped it there. I think he saw it and said, "This is how I'm going to make this happen." He was that driven. And I think, like, the fact that you're saying you don't like him doing that is the point they were trying to
Yeah,
put across, you know? It just showed how desperate he was in this situation without spoiling anything.
I
And
still
I thought
think
it
that
was
he
well
could
used.
have made a run for it though, and just it would not wasted time. Like he just at that point he's just wasting time and
But would that
letting
scene
the cops come up there basically.
That's
to, but
Yeah,
would
but
the
that
scene have
scene
hit the same though?
no, that
Yeah,
scene would have sucked if he just ran away. I mean, that was a really good way to do the scene, I thought.
yeah. I mean, I get it for plot purposes and stuff. I just hated to see that. So
Yeah, it made you not like the character as much, but I think that was the point of what they were trying to get across is like this kid is desperate right now.
yeah.
I mean, homie ran across Tokyo on train tracks to get to that point. He was pulling
Boy
all the
was
stops out.
gassed. Boy was
Yeah,
gassed.
he was pulling everything out he could to make what he wanted to happen. And I think, him pointing a gun at someone he, I guess, liked was just to show how much he wanted to do what he was trying to do.
Yeah, I get it. So
I
it
guess
does.
before we do
Uh,
ratings, do you guys want to do favorite characters?
sure. Or
Yeah.
wait, what? We doing both at the same time, or are we doing favorite characters first?
It doesn't matter to me, man. We can do whatever.
Let's do favorite characters first. I'll go
Mm,
first. Let's there's only a few, really. There's only a few to pick from. But
Yeah.
I think my favorite character is Natsumi.
I
Okay.
like that.
Yeah, she was super dope. Through the whole movie, she was just dope, grounded, level-headed person, but very
And,
passionate.
and her character elevated in the going up to the climax of the movie.
Yeah, she was crucial, bro.
I got to give it to my boy Nagi. Dude, for being like an 8-year-old, is pulling bitches.
Hey, he's got IQ too, bro.
He's a smart kid. Very,
Kid's-
very smart kid.
Kid's Riz is off the charts.
Unbelievable.
Me myself, I really liked Natsumi a lot because her character, I like that type of character. But also Kisuke, like he was very good. I felt like that character was a very good character in the movie from the get go. It showed us kind of who he was. Then when Hidoko was living with him and stuff. So I really liked his character too. So
Yeah, I liked how they moved his character. He was not who I thought he was, to be honest. So that was really cool. Kind of opened up and became a 3-dimensional character.
Yeah, definitely. He seemed like a slime ball at the beginning, but he was actually just a really good fucking dude.
Yeah, 100%.
Trying to teach life lessons, I guess, the hard way.
That's for fucking sure.
And I got to give my props to Pompadour Cop. I don't know if they ever said his name, but that haircut is fresh.
Yes.
I loved how he was running that one time when he went super speed, got the hands, like what's his name off of My Hero?
Yeah, he's trying to activate that track speed, boy.
That Pompadour was just bouncing. I was like, damn, bro.
But cool, boys. Let's get some ratings. I'm excited to hear what you guys thought about it.
I guess I'll go first. I think I would do like a high 7, low 8. I feel like that's a good rating for me because I really enjoyed most of it. There was only a couple things I mentioned that I didn't like. All the characters, I had no issues with any of the characters, really. All of them felt good. Dubbed was awesome. Subbed was good too. So
yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember what I gave The Wind Rises.
Damn.
Because this is just a little step below that.
Okay, I think you went 8.4 or 8.3 on the Wind Rises. I think.
Okay, 8.0 on the dot.
Yeah, there we go.
Like Tyler said, the characters in this movie were really captivating. I'm not nitpicking the little things he did when it comes to the plot. I think they weren't that. The fact that we didn't know why he didn't like his hometown, and that's something you can infer for a 15 or 16-year-old kid. So that didn't really bug me. I mean, nobody likes living at home when they're that age. That's the rebellious age. And again, with the gun, I thought it was a really good plot device. But overall, the animation was up there with the best. I mean, we mentioned Ghibli a few times. It was up there with the best. The way they depicted the rain and the lore behind that was awesome. And it wasn't overpowered by some corny, high school romance crap. So I really enjoyed this movie.
Excellent. I'm gonna do an 8.1. I had to think hard about this between the 8.1 and the 8.2, but I'm gonna do an 8.1. The animation blew my mind through the entire thing. I think this is the best animated movie that we've watched. I'm 10 toes down on that one. And then the fact that the characters are interacting with it so much really blew it over the top for me. The story was good. Like Dan said, it was it had some romantic themes in it, but it wasn't focused on that. You're 15, I don't really care that you're in love.
Congrats. Flavor of the week usually at that age.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah. You're like picking fucking ice cream flavors at that point. But it was an important part of the story at the same time, and they did that well without focusing on it. And then like how they portrayed Tokyo and the animation of Tokyo was amazing. But the story was really, really good. I didn't think I was going to like this much. Was not expecting to hit it, have a watch a banger right after work today, and it blew me away.
Yeah, I think one thing I will say with this, like the pacing of the movie, like was really good. Like once you kind of got through like the first 5-10 minutes of just introducing characters and everything like that, like it just flowed so well. And I didn't feel like after watching 30 minutes of it, like the next hour and a half just flew by. I didn't feel like I was sitting there like, okay, what's going to happen next? Like it just flowed so well through the plot.
Yes, it definitely did not feel like a 2-hour movie.
And one thing I will mention, I loved the fact Dan just brought it up, introducing characters. I love the fact that I think all the main characters except for the niece, which is what's her name, Nagase?
Natsumi.
Natsumi. All the characters but Natsumi, we actually seen like way before they was actually introduced. We seen them like they was in some kind of scene interacting with Hodoka, and before they was actually introduced as side/main characters in the show, and I really enjoyed that, every one of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The character introductions, like it wasn't like super dramatic, but when they came back around, you were like, "Oh, I know this motherfucker.
Yeah,
We saw
I've
him in
seen him.
action."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love how every relationship that ballooned in this movie was just happenstance, like nothing seemed forced.
And it felt so natural. Like that was really really impressive. Like you have 2 hours to introduce not many characters, but make them mesh so well so quickly, and it just felt really natural. They felt like a small family that really liked each other for all different reasons, and like you said, it didn't feel forced at all. You know, a lot of times you get introduced to people in a movie, and it's like, oh, well, we know what their purpose for being in this movie is, and it didn't feel like that at all.
Definitely.
Yep.
But awesome. You guys want to get on to our next segment?
Well,
Yeah.
let's do it.
So, with all the live action anime coming out, we kind of sat down and we were like, you know what? If these movies didn't have shitty budgets and they could get some heavy hitters to play some of our favorite characters, who would we want to see on our live action anime wish list? We're talking actors, and what characters we think they could portray and do a good job of. So, Tyler, you want to get us started?
Yeah, so my first one is gonna be Dolph Lundgren. And y'all may not know that name, but it's the dude that played Ivan Drago in Rocky. The big blonde haired dude. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, if he dies, he dies.
Yeah.
The Russian superhuman.
Yeah, the Russian superhuman. And I feel like he would do such a great job at playing Kenpachi. Like his facial features, he's just got the facial features of like a hard man. He just plays the, tough guy that wants to screw up someone's day role so well. And that's what Kenpachi wants to do. He just wants to screw up somebody's day.
If he dies, he dies.
I was gonna say, I'm glad you said screw up his day instead of I want to see him in a body bag.
Yeah. I mean, they both want to see him in body bags too. So, Kenpachi just wants to bleed a lot more before that. So,
has he been in anything besides Rocky?
I haven't seen his ass.
I don't know.
I'm not sure actually. I mean, that's the only one. That's the only movie that I know of. Rocky,
Okay.
The Expendables.
I'm about to Google Dolph right quick.
Yeah, so Rocky, Expendables.
Rocky's Expendable and Creed.
Yeah, basically.
That's all I'm seeing.
Yeah, that's his whole thing. Yeah, it's the
basically
only
fighting movies. So,
I mean, half of them he's pretty much just
he's
playing
in
himself,
Aquaman.
so.
Where the fuck is he in Aquaman?
He's actually in a lot of movies, bro.
2018 Aquaman.
Yeah, he's actually in a lot of movies, bro. But I guess most of them he just like throws hands, I guess.
So I'm gonna say that outside of the movies we just listed, I don't know if any of these are good.
That's fine. We know what he's capable of. We know what he's good at, and we know what he can do. And I feel like he could swing a sword around and say some hard lines and act
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah, he's got those
So,
dead eyes too. That
yeah.
would be menacing to see him with a smile on his face.
Yeah, I mean, the boys can see like a picture, one by one picture of him. So I feel like it fits, bro.
For sure. For sure. I agree with that. That'd be fun.
Definitely. I think that'd be a good casting, honestly. I guess the only thing is one, is he going to grow his hair out to be nice and spiky and put some bells on it? And two, is he going to dye it black? Because he's got to fit the role, you know?
Oh, he could pull it off 100%.
I feel like, wigs, but the artist or whatever you call them, all that good makeup artists, so can have a good job, do a good job. So
definitely.
Great pick.
So for my first one, this one, I feel like this has been out there on the interwebs for a while now, but I'm picking Adam Sandler as our boy Kizaru, one of the three admirals from One Piece. So like, Adam Sandler looks like Kizaru. Like, I mean, there was like when they were like first doing the live action, they were taking a bunch of really famous actors. Like they had Arnold Schwarzenegger as Garp, Adam Sandler as Kizaru, like things like that. And you're like, oh, that's way out of the budget of this show. We need the special effects, not an actor, you know?
That's fair.
But like Kizaru is just kind of a dopey guy. He can get really serious, but like I just remember the scene in Sabayori where he picks up the Den Dead Moshi and he's like, Moshi Moshi. And I'm like, I could just see Adam Sandler do that and just going like, oh, and all that shit he does. Like I could just see him doing that so well. And I mean, I will say, he plays a lot of comedic roles, but he has some serious movies too. So I think he could work both sides of it well. I think Kizaru is within his range as an actor. And he can fight. If you guys don't remember in Happy Gilmore, he goes toe to toe with Bob Barker. So he can throw some hands. But I just think the way he could portray it really well, because Kizaru is not a very serious guy. In the end of it, I mean, if you go back to Sabayori, he's just like laughing the entire time he's beating down the supernovas. So I could definitely see that. The only issue I have is they got to add about 6 inches to him to get that tall. Kizaru's got some damn long legs.
So could they wait? I got it. So with this latest One Piece episode, when Luffy kind of aged really quickly, could they get? Well, if Bob Barker was still alive, could they get could they get him to play Luffy in that powered down state and let Adam Sandler play Kizaru and they just fight? Kinda?
I feel like this would just be like a crappy TikTok where somebody like puts Kizaru's clothes.
It sounds like it could be our crappy TikTok.
I don't have the video editing skills to put Kizaru's clothes on Bob Barker and a straw hat. Or sorry, Kizaru's clothes on Adam Sandler and a straw hat on Bob Barker.
I don't think I have the capabilities or the technology to do that.
If you know somebody, hit us up.
Yeah. Don't steal our idea. We'll find you. We'll figure out where you live. But I think one thing really interesting, and Bass brought this up, is that the admirals are actually all based off very popular actors from Japan. And Oda has stated that Kizaru is actually based on Kuni Tanaka, who was a very prominent actor in Japan. And the guy looks just like him.
I mean, they did a really good job. We're looking at pictures of these two, specifically his role as Borsalino too, in that same movie. Yeah, it's the same fucking person.
Yeah, it's Japanese Adam Sandler.
pretty much. But
he's got that same stupid look on his face, like.
We'll have to put these pictures in Discord in the podcast discussion thing so people can actually see what we're trying to represent, what we're trying to show y'all. So
true. I have another One Piece one, but I would like to say this was a difficult segment for me. I used to be a movie buff at one point in my life years ago, but I never really paid attention to the actors that much. So I didn't know, I know faces and I can be like, oh, this person was in that movie too. but I'd never be able to tell you their names. Like Jamie Lee Curtis, who is my first one, and her being Kureha from One Piece, the doctor that was like the mother figure for Chopper. But the reason I picked this one, she said at the Oscars, like she's a One Piece fan, and she wanted other people to watch it, and she would like to play this person in a live action. There's a bit of an opportunity coming up if this goes past the 8 episodes we're going to get out of the live action, and we could get the Drum Island. That'd be super cool. Just saying.
Oh, definitely, man. I mean, yeah, she flat out came out and said pretty much like, I will do this. I don't care about money. Let's make it happen. And that's kind of the same with Adam Sandler. He's got his BOGO dollars Netflix deal. He's already got the money. Just make him play the role.
And Jamie Lee Curtis actually did say like her favorite like female character and someone she'd want to play is Nico Robin, but she admitted she might be a little old for that role.
But I feel like that's pretty attainable for us as fans to see her play Chopper's sensei, I guess you can call her. Mm-hmm. So I think we could actually get to see it maybe if Netflix does good. So
yeah, and she's got the hookup. Her friend Brina Palencia is actually the English dub voice actor for Chopper.
Oh,
so
damn.
she's already, she right there. She's within arm's reach of Oda. She's Oda adjacent. You know what I'm saying? So that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it too, with like the cast for One Piece is a lot of lesser known actors and actresses. So like you get a big name like Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean, like she's huge.
Yeah.
You're going to draw more people in Netflix. Think about it.
Exactly.
Throw the money out. You're printing it anyways, even though you're hemorrhaging money, but you're printing it. Don't worry about it.
It'll come back. It'll come back. I'll watch it just for Jamie Lee. But yeah, that's all I got for Miss Jamie Lee Curtis.
Okay. Is it me now?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
So I really like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Saitama, One Punch Man. Do y'all not see that?
No.
No.
I mean, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is fucking ripped.
And
he's like 6'5".
But I feel like he could play Saitama so well. Like he's bald. He can definitely do the blank stares and dead looks. Like he's got that shit down.
He's gonna have to go on like the Oppenheimer diet that Cillian Murphy went on, where he had an almond a day to look tiny. Because Dwayne Johnson is huge and Saitama is a stick figure, dude.
Yeah, but obviously you can't have one for one adaptation like that. I feel like everyone will see Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and be like, "Yo, that dude's like can literally one punch shit." You know what I mean?
But that's not the point of One Punch Man.
That's the whole gag, though.
The whole gag
he doesn't look like he can one punch somebody.
It's a man in yellow spandex punching people through the moon, and he looks like he could maybe like lift up 50 pounds. That's the gag. So
they can probably do some special effects to make him less yoked. So
we'll get the Polynesian on One Punch Man as Saitama.
But I don't know. I would really enjoy it. Just his personality, just that aspect of it. I think he could pull it off. So
also, isn't Saitama like 18?
It doesn't matter.
The Rock is like 45.
It doesn't matter, bro.
I think it does a little bit. I think he would just look really out of place in this role, especially since he is so freaking buff.
Technology is wild nowadays, yo. They're literally making a One Piece live action, and Luffy's arms can stretch in it, so they can do that shit. They can make The Rock look like Saitama.
I don't think The Rock is gonna let somebody CGI his muscles down. That is his trademark.
but they don't have to like a lot. You know, they just got to make it look more reasonable.
What would get me is the height. The
They
Rock
can
is like 6'5".
They can
So-
use camera angles, bro.
Okay.
He's gasping at straws here, and I'm looking at his list, and the other ones are a lot better than this one.
I mean, the other ones are gas. The other ones are gas.
I just feel like there's other characters, even in that show that The Rock could play. Isn't there like a super jacked superhero who wears a Speedo? I can't remember.
I haven't watched
actually-
One Punch Man in a long ass time.
maybe what's his name off of My Hero? You know, Miriam, is that his name?
I don't know.
Miriam is a child.
You know, is that who I'm talking about? The one that can phase through walls,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
He's
bro's
jacked
like-
though.
He is jacked.
Wait, what if he played
17.
All Might?
There we go. Here we
Okay.
go. There we
we're,
go.
We're getting into shit now. This is what this is about. You know, we're gonna find Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson a place.
I think he has a great smile. I think he'd be a good one. Not One Punch Man, but a good
All Might. Okay.
All Might. Yeah, I
got
100% agree with that.
There
In
we go.
the One Punch Man universe, you give him a funny looking little haircut, and he can be Tank Top Master.
Oh
Tank
shit.
Top Master. Okay.
That's
The tiger or whatever, tank top tiger duo or whatever. Is that what you're
Oh
talking
no,
about?
sorry, I'm thinking Puri Puri Prisoner. I'm thinking the
Oh.
super ripped,
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
super ripped gay guy from jail. He can pull that one off because he's got the body for it.
Yeah, who strips down into nudity, right?
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Okay.
That would be so funny. Again, he is he's got too many tattoos and he is entirely the wrong race to play this character, but it'd be funny.
I think I would like him better as All Might. I think he would play a better All Might character.
Yeah,
But
he'd be
I
an
don't know
awesome
why I
All
didn't
Might.
think of that, bro.
Yeah, he'd be a fucking awesome All Might.
Yeah. Good looks. I rescind my statement about Saitama. It's All Might. That's
You
a
just
better
got-
character.
You know what you got lost in?
The
The
sauce.
sauce.
The You got lost thinking about big, shiny, bald dome pieces.
Yeah, I did. That's literally when I was wanting to pick somebody for Saitama, and I typed in Google. I was like bald headed famous actors, and this brought up Rock and a bunch of other people. And I was like, The Rock, man, he would do so good with his faces because he can control his facial features so well. So
You said bald actors, and all I can think of is Vin Diesel playing One Punch Man, Saitama,
They
and just
had-
punching someone and looking at the camera and going, "Family."
Oh, I knew that. I knew that shit was coming.
they had Vin Diesel, they had Jason Statham, they had who else? There was a couple more famous ones. I was like, none of them would really work. I think The Rock would work. But like you said, he's you know all about the Moki, you know.
100%, man. I feel like for Saitama, you'd have to pick an actor who's not bald, like a younger actor, like a funny actor, like maybe I can't think of any off the top of my head, but a funny actor, and then don't show him at all until like the first trailer drops and he's just bald, because that'd be hilarious. That would make people want to go watch it, you know.
Could see. Dan,
All right.
what you got for us?
My next one, this is also one that almost happened. This was in the works, but it kind of fell through. I got Keanu Reeves as Spike from Cowboy Bebop.
All right.
It would have had to happen probably about 15 years ago, because I think Spike's probably in his 30s. But like, you think like Matrix Keanu Reeves would be such a good Spike Spiegel.
Really would. And I think that he would be able to play his character too, like his personality, pretty well.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves like being like that slightly depressed, not too animated person would be good. Like super serious. Yeah, I think that's right up Keanu's alley right there.
Oh, 100%, man. It almost happened. They were before the Netflix Live anime adaptation came to fruition, there was talks of making a Cowboy Bebop movie with him as Spike. And I'm so mad we got that crap we got on Netflix, because that would have been gas. I mean, like, it would have been so good. I feel like that's the problem with anime movies, is they just don't put enough budget there to make them good, you know?
Yeah,
But-
I watched a couple episodes of Cowboy Bebop, and I really think that if he was there as Spike, it could have made the show better. So
Yeah, I mean, don't make it a show, just make it a movie, you know?
yeah.
And the thing with that too is, like, he's come out and said that, like, that's the one anime character he'd really want to play. And I like Tyler said,
Somebody
I think he'd
do something. Damn.
He'd do such a good job playing it. But he was actually really heavily involved, almost in like a producer role in the live action Netflix show. So my man was trying. He was trying really hard. They just didn't let it happen.
Unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
But you know the man's clean with a gun, dude. John Wick, done.
He already knows what he's doing. But cool, man. Cool. I think that's a good pick as well. I'm going to go with one that I had to really think about. It took me a few minutes to come up with this one. Ryan Reynolds as Gojo.
Okay.
Which I think would be a great casting. Both good-looking dudes, but I think the thing that Ryan Reynolds does well, and what he would do well with Gojo, is just being a sarcastic asshole. We see it with him being Deadpool. Like, he knows no one can really kill him like that, so he's not taking anything serious. And that's the same thing Gojo does. I think that would be perfect.
Oh, definitely, man. I mean, Ryan Reynolds is, if I had to swing the other way for an event or something, Ryan Reynolds is my guy. I'm all in. Let it happen. It's all good. Don't worry about it.
It's okay.
Every woman in the world would be jealous. Think about it.
True.
Okay, yeah.
And not only other women, I would be jealous. So,
Oh, he's a good-looking dude, man. I'm
let y'all
very
have that
open. I'm very Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling, dude. Damn, they're fucking studs.
Okay.
I was sitting there thinking, like, when I was trying to pick my characters, and I was trying so hard to pick someone for Ryan Reynolds because he's just that awesome of a guy. Like, his personality, he's very funny, all that good stuff. And I came this close, like very close to picking him to be Reagan.
I think that would also work really, really well.
Yeah. I came that close, and I was like, wait, I'm not going to do it. If nobody else brings him up, because I'm sure Bass is probably going to pick him for something because he's just too good not to pick. But I couldn't think of anybody else, but Gojo fits, man. Gojo fits so well. But
so that got me thinking. So you said Deadpool, and I instantly thought of Hugh Jackman.
Mm-hmm.
He'd make a great Zaraki Kenpachi as well. Wolverine?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he would. Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can't think of anybody better for Gojo, though. I mean, it's just the perfect casting.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to beat that for Gojo. And it's crazy I didn't think about that either, because I was literally just looking for someone for Ryan Reynolds. I was like, I want to bring up Ryan Reynolds, and I didn't feel like Reagan was I talk about him all the time, so I didn't really want to talk about him as one of my main features. You know what I mean? So.
Understood. I actually went the other way around, and I wanted to find somebody for Gojo.
Yeah.
And then I was pretty much just like scrolling down a list of famous actors, and I was like, who could do this? I was like, I need a goofy motherfucker that's also good looking. Ryan Reynolds found his ice.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean,
I like it.
Shit, you think about it. You shave Ryan Reynolds' head and beard, he'd be a better Saitama than Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
He won't let it go.
Ryan Reynolds would literally be a good, like,
anything.
Anything. Like, we could put him in as, well, maybe not Chopper Sensei, but Spike. He might be a good Spike too. He's just that diverse. So
He's not.
Bro's got range.
He's not knocking Keanu off that spot though. For me, man.
no, he's not, but he could do it and do it well. Is what I'm saying. He's just that good. So
Fair.
Oh, definitely. Tyler, you want to get us your next one?
Is it me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give us some gas. Yeah.
So my next one, I think y'all gonna really like it, is Chris Evans as Erwin Smith. And these dudes, I mean, this is about as close as you're gonna get to lookalikes. Chris Evans basically looks kind of just like Erwin Smith.
He's got to grow the hair out a little bit, but I definitely see it.
Yeah.
And I think watching Chris Evans in that scene, I think it's in season 3 with the My Soldier's Rage.
Yeah.
Speech.
He'd go crazy. He'd go crazy.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we know Chris Evans, can play a leadership role like Erwin did because, he's Captain America. He knows all about that type of shit. So, like, I would almost pay money, bro, to see him in cosplay giving his speech. I would love it. Wonder what we could do to make that happen.
I think we got to go drop some money on Cameo, that app where famous people do things for you.
Yeah.
But hey, we're sending you to the cosplay. We just need you to jump on a horse and start yelling. Here's $1,000.
Can you imagine that though?
That'd be fun. That would be so fun.
That would break the fucking internet, dude. Like, that would be everywhere.
It would.
With our name on it.
Yeah.
One thing I was like kind of ashamed on before you put the pictures in our notes here, I was like, who the fuck is Chris Evans? I had no idea who it was. I felt so bad once I actually saw the picture.
Yeah, then he was like, oh, I know that dude.
I was like, God damn it, that's Captain America.
That's America's ass right there, guys.
Yeah.
I just think it's so funny because Bass is one of like the biggest movie buffs I know. But I can't believe how he doesn't know a single actor.
I don't care. I care more about what the fucking movie is. Like, I'm more about like, trying to figure out what the director is trying to, explain to me.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Bass, you said Bass is a movie buff, but he's never seen Harry Potter?
That's not a choice.
That was not a choice, and I think I'm too. I tried to watch like the first couple of ones, and like years and years ago, and I was like, I'm not a child. I don't want to watch children movies. At that point, it's not my fault. I didn't get to watch them. I was not allowed to watch them.
He watches sophisticated movies with deep plots.
This has deep plots.
Does it?
Okay.
Does it? I didn't see. Nah.
God almighty.
I
cannot believe you have never seen Harry Potter, even in your adult years, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I made it through the first couple, and I was like, it's too much.
Dude, the fact that like I just remember when I was reading the books, I started reading, I think it was the 5th book. And my only thing was, I was like, I just read 100 freaking pages about this dude still living under the goddamn stairs. When he's done all this shit, I'm done. I'm done with Harry Potter. And I just literally like gave the book back to my sister. Like, I'm done with this. I don't care anymore.
Take it back.
Homie still lives under the goddamn stairs.
I was a huge bookworm back in the day, so I literally read Harry Potter like at least 2 or 3 times in my high school career.
Read better books.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a little bit of a weirdo when it came to reading books in high school. I like read a lot of biographies and autobiographies. But I guess I was nerding out.
Yeah, I mean, I was reading probably in high school. I was reading a lot of like World War II stuff, like not biographies, but like fiction about World War II and things like that. I was big. The Ender's Game series from Orson Scott Card was my bag.
Okay.
That shit's gas. If you haven't read those books yet, holy shit, you're in for a treat. Give it a go.
I didn't really care for none of that stuff. I was always the fantasy like basically anime shit, bro. Like this is the reason why I like anime is because the shit I read in high school. You know, your mythical, magical, other world, basically anime type shit. So
Okay.
Yeah, Ender's Game is sci-fi. That's something you might actually like. That's really interesting. It's really well done, and they bring it's basically about like children leading armies and things like that. So they bring a lot of the history into it, which I enjoyed. But
who writes
Interesting.
that?
Orson Scott Card.
Okay, I was just gonna say it sounded like something like what was it? James Patterson or something would have wrote, but
Yeah, I mean, I got 6 of the books of my bookshelf. It's those. It's Halo, and it's for some reason the first manga from Mar up there. That's all I got. Don't ask me why I have that one. I bought it when I was in like 4th grade.
Okay. Do your thing.
But awesome. All right, getting back to our actors. So this one, it's a little greedy. I got Megan Fox as Boa Hancock from One Piece.
I can see it. I can see
I
it.
mean, Boa Hancock's specialty is she turns people to stone. Megan Fox has turned part of me to stone. So, she's got it already in the back. She's good to
God
go.
bless.
Yo, what is this?
Fucking hot, dude. Boa Hancock's the prettiest lady in all of One Piece, according to Oda. So we got to give it to a babe.
Okay.
I mean, she could definitely play it. She's got the face, the what was it called? Resting bitch face?
Oh,
She
Is
does.
that
She
what they
does.
call it?
Elite
Oh,
resting bitch
yeah.
face. Yeah.
give me that.
Yeah,
Give
and
me
Boa does
that.
too, bro. Like when she
Give
does the
me-
little,
Mhm.
looking backwards thing, like
Give me-
that's all it is.
I'd be seeing you guys later. I need that. I need that in my life.
Oh boy. Easy there, big fella.
But yeah, I feel like she's probably most known for Transformers and dating Machine Gun Kelly. So that's what she's got going for her.
I didn't even know she dated Machine Gun Kelly, but
Oh yeah.
I forget I don't think I know her for Transformers either. It was the other one, Jennifer's Body.
Oh yeah, Jennifer's
Yeah.
Body.
Yeah, that's the one I know her from. So yeah.
Jeez, that was a movie.
I had to look it up because I knew it wasn't Transformers. I mean, I've watched them, but Jennifer's Body was like the first time I'd ever seen Megan Fox. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I mean
Damn.
that we were all in high school when that came out, so
Yeah.
that was like
damn,
That shit hit different. Yeah.
that shit just hits different when you're a kid, dude. When you're young and full of vigor.
You got, bro. We was eating back then. We had Megan Fox. We had like Jessica Alba. We had Olivia Munn. Like we was eating.
Dude, we
Bro
also
loves
had
his Olivia Munn. That's the show.
What's her name? I'm spacing out right now. Jackie from That 70s Show.
Oh yeah, Kunis.
Mila Kunis, dude.
Mila,
oh,
yeah.
we were eating.
Yeah, they don't make them like that no more, boys.
They don't.
Oh boy.
They don't. It's a shame.
Well, I'm gonna give you guys. Like I said, I struggled with this one, not knowing actors' names. But this is actually an actor I really respect. Is Michael Jai White. Afro Samurai. I think he would play it very, very well. With a lot of the martial arts, I guess moves that they use in that anime. Michael J. White is actually like a multidisciplined martial artist, and I think he'd do a really good job with it. I think he also plays fairly serious and like badass characters really, really well. And he's also like a decent dude. So like some of the movies I really liked him from were Undisputed, like the Undisputed movies I thought were really cool. Black Dynamite, fucking fabulous. It's such like a fucking C+ movie. I don't know if y'all have seen Black Dynamite. If you haven't, good God, please do. It's phenomenal. Love that shit. It's just like a silly little C movie, and then Blood and Bone. But he's like, yeah, I mean, he can play like a kind and wise person, but he's still like a fucking certified badass in the industry. I think he has a lot of people's respect, and I think he would do a good job with Afro Samurai.
Definitely. You know who also I just thought of that'd be good for that? Michael B. Jordan, the guy from Creed.
Yeah.
Because he's a big anime nerd. I mean, he was saying that they drew a lot of inspiration for the fights in Creed 2 from Naruto.
Yeah, they used a lot of they were like a lot of the camera work they took from Naruto, which was crazy.
Wild. Okay.
Yeah, I think I have a tweet about that actually. I said we're really eating out here. Shine, young man.
But I could see him playing. I mean, the thing is, there's not a lot of like black anime characters, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a plethora of awesome black actors, but there's not enough people
Village
from
is
the
crying
black.
right now, but I'm gonna be quiet about it. Go ahead.
Okay, there's like 3 of them. There's like 5 of them from the Cloud Village who actually have a point. I'm not gonna make Michael B. Jordan be some dude in the background. Come on. He'd be a killer, what's the Kazakage? Is it Kazakage? No.
Raikage?
Raikage.
Yeah. Ooh, that hit. He'd have to be about 20 years older, though.
Yeah.
Give me
Michael
Samuel
B.
L.
Jordan
Jackson.
would do a good job with that. And yeah.
Give me Samuel L. Jackson as the Raikage, dude. I need that in my life.
I was going to say, we need to find somewhere to put Samuel Jackson.
I was trying so hard.
Yeah, I just don't know. Like, I didn't even think about it. But that would have been a good one.
I love Samuel L. Jackson so much. And like, imagine just an anime movie where he's like, I gotta get one motherfucker in. Just one. Awesome. Yeah. Tyler, did you have any more?
Yeah. So I got another one. Kato. I think that either Danny Trejo or Jason Momoa could do a really good job at Kato. They kind of have the looks of a Kato-esque figure, going on, and like they can play the big bad. Either one of them can. So
I think Danny Trejo would be perfect for this because, like, I'm just imagining him as drunken Kaido.
Yeah, and that's why I put him too, is because I feel like either one could play it, but I think you're right that Danny could play it better just because he's got that grizzled look about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like a little older.
Yeah.
I could see him getting onto the bottle. Old Danny getting onto the bottle.
There'd be
fight, not taking anything like super serious. Yeah, that'd be fucking awesome.
There'd be so much CGI going into that to make him freaking 20 stories tall.
Yeah. Well, good thing they wouldn't have to focus on the legs much, because One Piece. But
that's true.
I would actually love to hear Danny Trejo say Mugiwara. That would I'd pay to hear just that, honestly.
But on the other hand, Jason Momoa, he's played a couple of big baddies too. Like he played in Game of Thrones too. Whatever his name was, Cal. One of the cows, I forget the last name, but yeah, he can play it. He can play the bad boys. So
I wouldn't know. Game of Thrones is my version of Bass's Harry Potter.
Yeah,
I was just too late. I was just too late to the game, and I didn't feel like catching up.
Yeah,
understood.
You should one time.
No, you know what? I already know they botched the ending, so I don't care. I've like read 2 of the books already. I'll just read the books.
Oh, dude. Okay.
You botched the ending. I ain't wasting.
But the thing is, you can literally watch up to the ending and then just read the books. Read the ending in the books.
So the ending was like all time bad, but it still wasn't bad enough to make me feel like I waste my time watching it.
Yeah. What Bass said. I think we've already had this discussion.
Yeah, we have.
I can't let this shit slide though. I couldn't let it slide.
You know what?
I mean, Game of Thrones is like top 3 all-time show for me, probably, as far as non-anime.
It took it like from a 9.9 or 9.8 to like a 8.7, and like it's still fine.
That's a brutal drop, dude.
It's still fucking upper 8 though, bro. Come on, give me a break.
I don't know.
We're talking about like the whole thing being like upper 9s though, and then just the last couple of seasons being
garbage.
It would have been good
mid-eights.
for any other show. It would have been better than any other show at the same time. Though.
Yeah.
Hey man, I don't watch a lot of live TV at this point, man. And frankly, I have a bunch of good anime to watch, so I'd rather watch that.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
with how much anime we watch this podcast, dude, I ain't got time.
Yo, I heard that though. I
still gotta finish Gintama, dude. I got sidetracked with Haikyuu.
I've been trying to fucking watch Andor for months now. It just ain't had the time. Unfortunate.
I feel bad for putting Dan onto some peak fiction over there, making him miss out on his Gintama.
Oh, dude, it's fine. Gintama's not going anywhere. The movie's called The Final Movie, so I'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
So I have one more as well. So I have Taron Egerton as Lloyd Forger, also known as Twilight. So he is the younger kid from Kingsman. So we know he can play the secret agent role to a T. He also brings a lot of comedy. I mean, that's kind of a spoof of 007, so they do a good job of making that happen with comedy, and I think that could be really good for the Spy Family if they ever did a live action of that. I can't think of anybody for Anya. I mean, I can probably think of a few babes who could play Yor, but that's not hard.
Honestly,
That's
like
light work.
Anya would be so easy to cast probably, because you're obviously gonna have a wig, and you just need a kid that's
Can do those.
Can do
the
girl.
facial expressions.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But I don't think that like it would be hard to find like a famous child actor for us or whatever, because we don't really know any famous child actors really, so
Yeah, let me go watch Disney Channel for 10 minutes. I'll pick one out.
Probably have 3.
But I don't think I've really watched any shows that this dude has played in.
You haven't watched Kingsman?
No, but but I do see a picture of him, and I feel like he could pull it off. So somehow
Kingsman is fantastic. If you like James Bond movies, it's essentially just like a spoofy version of a secret agent movie. So it's really funny, and he does a really good job in it. And the other characters in it are awesome as well.
Did he wear like an orange suit with glasses in the Kingsman? Because I'm looking at a picture with an orange suit and glasses, and he looks like he could pull it off based on that picture.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah,
that's him. And then my last one is this guy. He's a great podcast host. His name is Dan, and I think he could do a really great job as Monkey D. Luffy.
Oh my god!
Let me live my dreams.
Ain't you supposed to be Ichigo, bro? Why are you trying to steal Luffy from Bass?
Yeah, he's bugging right now. Actually,
you know what? Give me anybody. I just want to be in an anime movie. You can make me like Ichiraku, just like serving Naruto up a ramen. I'd be content with it.
Wait, Bass, we can make him Buggy.
Oh yeah,
I'd be a great Buggy.
You'd be a great Buggy. Yeah,
I'd
exactly.
Be a great Buggy. You know what? That'll work.
We can make him Buggy.
Give me that chop fruit, dude. I can probably chop 50 pounds off his body.
We already figured out who I am. Otaku hero. So who's Bass at this point?
Huh?
I don't know.
Who's Bass?
Can I be Ashura from One Piece?
Who?
Ashura, the big one of the Odin's retainers. He's like the king of Curry Town or something like that.
You gonna wear a pink wig?
Fuck yeah.
100%.
100% want the fuck out of
pink
that
wig, dude.
I think his name's Ashura. One Piece.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I run that.
Okay.
That's a crazy wig right there. That shit would look good on me.
Hey,
around.
That flower, that purple pinkish flower cape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right,
shit would go crazy.
I'm gonna make you feel really good right now.
Okay.
You could be Ogun from Fire Force.
Oh, that would go nuts.
Yeah, I got you. We're good.
I'd rather be Ashura. Not gonna front.
I'm just trying to give you unlimited firepower
Yeah, understood.
and a skateboard, a fire skateboard.
You know, it's hard to turn that down. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, well, awesome, guys. I think that's all we have, right?
Yeah, that's
I
it,
think so.
man.
Perfect. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Listening, I don't know, what do we call it? This release of the Anime Degens Bullshit Hour. Make sure to go and rate the podcast. Do us a favor. Tell us you like us. We need a little gratification after doing this for 28 weeks, guys. It's a lot of work. We need some love.
Talk to me.
Linktree.com/animedegens. Join the Discord. Follow us on Twitter. Check out our socials. And we'll catch you next Tuesday. Peace.